Hello everyone, it's me again, GW Fan the Softcore Brony, welcome you back to Let's Play Breath of Fire 3! It's time to talk about Peiko and Gar! Why the two of them together? Well, one, you realistically should have waited to use Peiko until about now regardless. And two, on paper, as far as their stats go without masters, the two of them are actually very similar. They are different, but that's what I'm about to go over there. So let's start with Gar here. First-time players are likely to have taken a liking to him and used him for a lot of the game because what he is good at is pretty obvious from the get-go. He's your classic high HP attack and defense character with bad speed and magic ability. In fact, his AP is easily his biggest liability, as much like Cat from Breath of Fire 2, it's very low and it's going to be very low for the remainder of the game. In fact, he'll often go long stretches without gaining any AP at all and only ever gains between 1 and 3 in a given level up. Now, Gar mainly wants to double down on power because it's his best trait. As such, because a lot of the masters who boost strength also lower AP by 2 or more, Gar frequently is going to end up with only roughly double or so his current AP by the time you reach the final boss, which is bad because that means there are a lot of really good skills that he's not going to be making a lot of use of, or very limited use of. Most notably, one of the best skills in the game, Shadow Walk, which costs exactly 7 AP. But even without most skills that cost AP, Gar still makes up for that pretty well with heavy power coupled with very strong weapons that he gets very early compared to most of the rest of the cast. In fact, his ultimate weapon is likely to have been the first most time players come across because you not only get it surprisingly early, but very easily as well. Although it is permanently missable, but more on that later in the LP. Plus, he can equip most armors, helmets, and shields, just like Ryu, which is great for his defense, though coupled with his weapons that are generally pretty heavy, including his ultimate weapon, which happens to be the heaviest weapon in the game. This, on top of his naturally bad agility, it means that he's pretty much going to be hovering around or close to 0, regardless of whether you have the Midas Stone or not there. So, yeah, even if you apprentice him under someone like Delonzo, his equipment weighs him down just that much as you go on. This is actually a pretty light spear overall compared to a lot of his later weapons, or some of his better later weapons, I should say. But enough of his regular stats. Let's talk hidden stats. Surprise stat is 55, which is tied for the second highest in the game. Has a perfectly decent reprisal rate of 16, which of course will double if he's in the lead of an attack formation there. Oh, which I do want him to be in for the time being. He has the highest critical hit rate of any character, which sadly is still only 8% and can be increased temporarily by a single master and only by 3 points, but well, crits are what they are in this game, so moving on, he only has a dodge rate of 4 and an accuracy of 90%, which can be boosted to 100 with a single Artemis cap. And his willpower starts at 11, I believe the highest of any one character, so he can survive a few times in battle. Not that a high HP and defense character needs it too often, but it's there. And lastly, unique to Gar, he has a natural 50% resistance to fire, which is nice, especially in a particular dungeon in the not too distant future. So yes, there are some downsides, but Gar is still a very good character overall. However, he would probably be considered to be even better if not for one thing. Peiko exists. Like I said, on paper, with no masters, Peiko is very similar to Gar stat-wise. He's most famous in the fandom for being a tanky character with high HP and defense, but truth be told, his natural defense is only a little higher than Gar's, though his HP is pretty significantly better, as it will be 22 points higher than when Peiko hits level 13. Again, not counting Masters. His speed is only marginally lower, and his intelligence a bit lower, but you're not going to be using either of them for spell slinging anyway. Even though Gar does learn a fair number of fire elemental attack spells, although they're not terribly useful for him. Crazy enough, Peiko's natural power stat is not much lower than Gar's either, but Peiko does have one Achilles heel, and that is his oddball equipment draw. It reminds me a lot of Rand from Breath of Fire 2, because he uses fists and knuckles as weapons, which I don't currently have at the moment, because, you know, that's the Rippers I passed up on in Genmail, in part because we can buy a better weapon for him in the next town anyway, and he can also equip the Melted Blade for some reason. No idea why. And just like Rand, his weapons are generally of lower base power than other characters outside of Nina. In fact, his ultimate weapon has a base power of 85 compared to Gar's ultimate weapon, which has a base power of 150. And because Peiko's ultimate weapon is a rare drop, you're likely going to settle for his second best weapon, which has a base power of 73. Then there's his armor. He can equip nearly every shield in the game. Not that I have a whole lot of them right now. But he also can equip a lot more helmets than Rand could, who I think could only equip like 2 helmets in the whole game. Where he's hurt the most, though, is his armor selection. Peiko can equip exactly 4 pieces of body armor in the game. The Crepe Cape here is one of them, and it's his second strongest armor. Now, some of you might be thinking, geez, man, you made it sound like Peiko is way worse than Gar overall. Well, yeah, stat-wise, on paper, but Peiko has several traits that make him not only leagues better than Gar, but one of the best characters in the game. Top 2 at the lowest. And the first big strength is the simple fact that Gar starts at level 13, and Peiko starts at level 1. That means that Peiko gets 12 free levels under whatever masters he wants, and he will have significantly better stats than Gar by the time he reaches the same level. Also, you probably noticed that I've been avoiding talking about Peiko's AP, which already is slightly better than Gar's right from the get-go. At freaking level 1. Unlike Gar, Peiko has a lot of AP in comparison. In fact, Gar maxes out at only 47 AP at level 99, whereas Peiko maxes out at 193, again, with no masters. So he has a free pick of skills that aren't attack spells, because, you know, his intelligence still sucks. And he can use them a lot more than Gar could. I mentioned Shadow Walk before. Right now, Gar can only use that once. Assuming no master growth or hindrance for Peiko, he'll be able to use it 5 times at the same level. And that's not counting accessories later in the game that can lower AP costs, where Gar would still only be able to use it once, and Peiko will be able to use it 9 times. And that's just level 13! Speaking of skills, Peiko is great to have in the party for learning skills too, because for whatever reason, he was given a slightly higher learn rate than everyone else. Popping up on screen now, there's what the standard rate looks like again compared to Peiko. And remember, the vast majority of learnable skills for monsters are at a learn rate of 3, so Peiko has already increased the odds a, well, surprising a modest amount there. Then we get to Peiko's hidden stats. Now, there are some not so impressive stats for Peiko here. Surprise is only 35, which is the second lowest, only above Momo. Crit rate, only 3. 0 dodge rate, so he can't dodge anything. Same 90% accuracy as Gar. And he starts with a willpower of 1. Not that he'll ever need it with his sky-high HP and defense. But wait! Did I forget a stats? Of course not. Because on the rather astounding side, Peiko has a reprisal rate of 50. Double that while at the lead of an attack formation, and Peiko has a guaranteed chance of counterattacking while taking the majority of attacks. Assuming he's not trying to learn a skill, of course, since that, lowers your reprisal rate to 0 no matter what. And that's not even the end of his hidden stats, because Peiko has a natural 50% resistance to death, which not only includes instant death moves, but, HP percentage lowering moves, as well as absorption skills, which he's likely to be targeted by at the front of the attack formation. Speaking of which, we've seen it once already in the LP, but I'll say it again. Peiko naturally recovers about 3% of his max HP at the end of every turn, which again includes any extra turns that have to go first before Peiko heals. And just to add insult to injury for why Peiko is better than Gar's ultimate weapon makes him take damage at the end of every turn, equal to 5% of his max HP. And both of those traits stack with HP restoring armor and accessories that we can get later in the game, slightly adding to Peiko's recovery and also reducing Gar's pain, just so you know. Actually, Gar doesn't even have to worry about HP decreases at that point because said armor and accessories also heal you for every step you take outside of battle too, so, Gar does have that. And that's why Peiko is not only one of the best characters in the game, but also why Gar is generally considered to be the worst character in the game. Not that he's actually bad or anything, like, say, Snef or Lucia from Chrono Cross, but, Gar is perfectly good as a character for the whole game if you want. It's just that Gar is outclassed in virtually every way by Peiko, who has multiple ways of being more useful overall. By the way, I wouldn't suggest putting them in the same party together either. That's just my own personal bias, but there are far better things you can do than use two slow characters in a party, especially when Peiko is still going to be cleaning up most everything with counterattacks anyway before Gar gets the chance to do anything. And yes, I have had instances where Peiko wipes out monsters that surprised us because he counterattacked and killed all of them. So, yeah, that's Peiko and Gar there. I'm not going to quite use Peiko just yet, but he is definitely going to be a long-term asset there. So, I'm going to, go back into camp there and rearrange my party a little bit because there's, I still have to choose what master I want Peiko to be under for the foreseeable future, or masters, if it, pleases you. As there are a few options available here, so, anywho. Alright, I've got a few things to do, most of which is not story related, if I even get to that today. And let's see, first things first, since I forgot it the last time, let's give that one little bit of HP to Ryu. Not that I really need to give it to him. You could, obviously give it to, like, Momo or Nina, like I've said numerous times before, but in any case, I want to go back to Ginmail now that we've defeated Stallion there. Now, like I said, when we, as soon as we leave Ginmail proper, we can never get back into the tournament building there. And yeah, these guys will appear as soon as you leave the whole city the first time there. So, yeah, it's closed for now, eh? Oh, actually, that's start blowing people up, I guess. Oh, is it? Do you still have to wear those outfits? Good grief. See you next year. Nah, I don't think I'll be here next year. But anyway, the reason I wanted to come here is because Fahl is still here. Giving me some money. Thank you. But it's like, what do you want? No, that was some other kids. Although you should totally recognize Gar. He apparently comes here a lot, according to one of your patrons. Sure. Why not? We've heard a lot about you while we're here. 30 or so fights without resting? Okay. So, yeah, he's being very literal about that. We need to go out into the world and get into 30 battles without ever going to either, well, the inn or camp, or sleeping in camp, as it were, in order to, well, recruit Fahl as a master, and a pretty interesting one at that. Now, fortunately, you don't actually have to win the fights. I mean, you can't lose them either, obviously, but because that would just result in the game over. But you can just run away from all the battles there. So, yeah, that's nice and all. But before we get to that, there are a couple of things that I want to do. And one of them is coming back here and finishing up Durandal. There, let's see. Sorry, I forgot to turn my timer on there. Yeah, one thing is Durandal there, so long time no see. Now, normally at level 1, he would give us, what was it, that skill that, you know, we can learn from goblins, but, you know, since we've already got it, he's just gonna go straight to the next one there. Because I've already gotten 3 levels under Durandal there. And yeah, for getting 2 levels under Durandal, yeah, it's not much, but yeah, Ryu learns Feign Swing, which is the second of 3 skills we can learn in the game that does absolutely nothing. Yeah, so getting rid of that. I don't know why there's so many. The last one we can't even learn until like almost the end of the game for some reason. So and for the last skill, getting 3 levels under Durandal, we learn Backhand, which does a regular physical attack, but will always leave monsters with at least 1 HP after you attack them and all. It has a couple of minor uses around, one of which is actually if you haven't gotten the Gloom skill from the bats back in the news cave there, you can, you know, totally do that now. Not that I find Gloom to be that useful. And also, before we get to Fahl there, let's see, well, first, let me get rid of these skills, because, yeah, Ryu doesn't need Feign Swing or Backhand. I don't realistically need Frost anymore either, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep it on Ryu anyway, just because it's a little cheaper than Frost Strike, and I do have 1 more use for it. Same with Burn, same with Blind. So, yeah, I won't be having Blind on for too much longer either. But yeah, the rest of these skills, though, still pretty darn good. Particularly Steel. So if you have nothing else on Ryu right now, definitely Steel. Yeah, nothing on Gar at the moment, but, you know, maybe I'll change that at some point. And then, yeah, Momo, same stuff as always. I actually thought of a use for Target, believe it or not, so hey, nice. We can finally access this fishing spot over here, but I'll be getting back to that soon enough. Yeah, we can just walk around Mount Merneg. Not like we couldn't have done that before, and we could have avoided the whole Baleo and Sunder arc, but man, that took a long time. What was that, like 13 episodes to get through the Baleo and Sunder arc? I didn't even realize it was quite that long. Like, wow. Anyway, I want to come back here. Oh, did anyone get an exclamation point over their head? I hope they did. Not that it really matters, but yeah, we're just going to escape. Well, actually, I could have killed. Well, no, he would have ran away because it's just a boss golem by himself. So we ran away first. That's 1 battle down out of 30. But yeah, I want to talk to Bunyan. Been working hard? Yes, there is. I very specifically want Momo to start apprenticing under you because it boosts her power a lot. I mean, you know, 2 for, you know, extra there, but also notably gives her a nice little HP and defense boost on top of that, which she desperately needs. And it doesn't hurt her speed either, which is, you know, also really nice. So, you know, even though I got the extra agility, I can make use of it that way. And for the time being, I'm also going to put Gar under Bunyan. I might change my mind about that at some point later, but yeah, generally speaking for Gar, if you really want to get the most use out of him, like if you want to use him long term, you are totally going to want to take advantage of his high strength, because his AP ain't going anywhere anytime soon. There's only like a couple of masters you might consider apprenticing him under, or no, I don't want anyone else. You might consider apprenticing him under that, can, you know, boost his AP without hurting his strength. Oh, we got a... well, actually, I do want to get, like, a level up for... yeah, Ryu. Since he's really close to getting to his next level. But I do need to get him to his next master first. I don't want to stay under Durandal at all. I've already mastered... well, everything that Durandal has, and now that we have, we will get access to another master later on that I also don't actually care about personally, but, you know, it's there. Once again, I will get to this fishing spot that's over here next to Mount Merneg soon enough, but, yeah, first off, well, you could put Ryu under Bunyan. A lot of people do, apparently, but I have another particular choice in mind there. And that is going back here to put Ryu under Delonzo. And part of the reason for that is because it will, like, improve the odds of steal, for one thing. And second of all, it you know, it also gives him a nice little attack boost, just +1, but it's there, so... And yes, it still hurts his AP, but it would hurt the same amount of AP to go under Bunyan anyway. So, you know, I'm not too worried about that. Actually, the people around here have some interesting things to say that I didn't even realize they said, because, you know, I don't talk to people generally after, you know, the whole thing with the Stallion's over, so, or the Baleo and Sunder is over, so... yes, there are. What does? My gun? Screw you too, man. Yeah, these are not the people that I think actually have a whole lot of interesting things to say, but yeah, I definitely want to have Ryu under Delonzo for at least a bit, not for the rest of the game, but for at least a bit there. Getting his speed boosted is very nice for stealing there. No one else does. There are other characters that you might consider putting under Delonzo at some point, but... yeah, no one else for now. Yeah, these guys, surprisingly, yeah, heard stories that, yeah, a dragon was fighting at the arena. Huh. What do you know? Does this mean what? I have no idea. And also, I want your money, but you don't want to give it to me. And this guy's kind of interesting. He talks about Delonzo. I had no idea that anybody even did. Although he calls Delonzo a he rather than a she, even though it's clearly a lady. Yes he can. And now so can I. Thanks for your money. And yeah, he says the same thing, and that guy's up there says the same thing about the curry there. So yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting that he says that about Delonzo there. So anyway, if I wanted to, obviously I could stick around, you know, back in McNeil Village around there to, you know, just finish off the, what is it, 28 battles at this point, because I've gotten 2 down. But I have another idea in mind that I didn't even think about until just yesterday morning. And that is that I want to go to the tower, and specifically, I want to pull off... I don't even need the Titan Belt on you right now, but I don't really have anything else, so... yeah, I want to pull off all that and get a silver knife on Ryu, and I want to steal stuff around here. Specifically, my particular goal is to go after the Ice Toad, which has life shards. But other enemies around here also have surprisingly interesting things that I didn't realize they had. Such as, for example, well, I mean, Gonger, he has the multivitamin, which, you know, I'm never going to use until, like, the final boss anyway. And lizards have panaceas, which I'm also probably never going to use, but I might as well try to steal them. And I don't want you to, well, actually, I guess I don't really care, so yeah, go ahead and counterattack if you will. But yeah, I can try to steal stuff from all the enemies around here. And once Ryu levels up, coincidentally, he's going to get just enough agility with Alonzo and, you know, having, oh, right, I actually don't want to have this equipment. Oh, I totally forgot I wanted to get other stuff too, so, you know what, actually, let me rearrange my equipment again real quick. I totally forgot about the equipment that I wanted for here specifically. So, hang on a sec. Alright, yeah, I've got, yeah, Momo just with life sandals, just, well, because it might help. And, yeah, Ryu's got the light bangle and the ring of ice. Specifically so that, you know, I can fight the ice toads. And I don't normally go for the life shards there. Like, I didn't bother with it in any of my test runs, but I figure why not? Now, I didn't even know this until I was, like, messing around with this the other day, but this room down here and the floor above are actually have the same enemy tables as the enemies outside. So, you know, I'm not gonna worry about that. And then the Protobots. Oh yeah, these guys, I want to steal from these guys as well. They have marbles. Yeah, go ahead and don't steal from, or don't counterattack him until I steal the marbles there. This is a just trash loot type item that sells for 5 zenny, which you might think, well, why do you want that? Well, later on in the game, there's going to be a specialty shop of sorts that will buy some, but not all, of the trash loot type items for more money than normal. Anything that says, you know, looks valuable in its description there. And the marbles will, well, it'll sell, you know, some of those items for 100 times the price there. So the marbles will actually go for 500 zenny a piece. So stealing a whole bunch of those is quite useful for, you know, having money later on, which, again, I also didn't take into account for later. And yes, this room still has the same enemy table as the monsters outside. I might as well try to, yeah, steal panaceas from these guys. Yeah, Momo doesn't have a counterattack rate, so I'm not really worried about it. Ick. But, well, I can steal panaceas from them, so I'll do that in just a moment. This is battle number 5 there. Not that I'm going to show every single battle I get into. I just want to show off the Ice Toad, because I have a very particular way of taking them on. And also, this conveniently, since, you know, I have Ryu with Snooze, I can easily get my AP back for him while he keeps the party nice and healed. And man, maybe I need to get a level up for Ryu first before I do that. So, you know what? I'm going to try to steal one more time, but yeah, let's go ahead and start killing these guys. Why not? Good grief. I didn't even finish saying what I was going to say about the agility there. But yeah, now that Ryu has a level up, yeah, he gets 4 agility, and with both Alonzo and the one Swallow Eye that I've used on Ryu so far, he has exactly enough agility to be twice as fast as almost everything here, with no armor equipped otherwise. And yeah, I don't need the Midas Stone anymore because I'm not going to actually be defeating monsters there. So yeah, let's go ahead with the life sandals there. And I do definitely still want the Hawk Swing, and I actually want the Titan Belt on Momo specifically for the upcoming section there. So let's see, actually, let's get you, yeah, let's heal up a bit there. I can always restore that with Snooze. Very nice. Yeah, and the Dream Ring. So yeah, once you get into this room, the enemy table changes, and now we can start meeting the Ice Toads. Let's see, that was 5 battles, right? Back there. So this is battle number 6. And conveniently, there they are. Awesome. Now, the Ice Toad, unfortunately, does not have the greatest steal rates. Even like I am, I just actually, conveniently, 22 agility just happens to exactly get me to the next steal modifier for the Ice Toad there, which unfortunately his normal steal rate is 2, so it's exactly the same as the new before, where I'm going to have about 11.5% or so chance of stealing the life shards there, so yeah. Now the reason that I don't have Momo with anything and is because I want to specifically use Target on the Ice Toad to reduce the amount of damage he can do to us, because that's kind of a big deal. Actually, I was intending to give us protection from ice as well, you know, with shots at Windia. I actually forgot about that. And Guard, go ahead and kill this guy, although you can still, I think, oh wow, I got that right away. Dang. I think it's a bronze shield you can get from the orc there. I could use the fire elemental weapon of Momo's, obviously, but and I can get him down to like practically 1 HP, but if I get a bad damage, or I should say a too good of a damage roll, I could also potentially kill the Ice Toad with the flame there. So rather than that, I want to go ahead and use the ammo with the Titan belt to, yeah, try to get the life shards there, which, you know, I'll figure out what I'm going to do with later, because I've never bothered to do this in any of my test runs. And then if I fail to steal the life shard from the Toad the first time, then I'll switch to the Ice Chrism and use Target again, and that will also not quite kill him. So yeah, that's my plan for the future, and yeah, while I'm here, and oh yeah, we can also fight armor bots. You can steal, I think it was breastplates from them if need be. So yeah, I want to go ahead and just, as long as I'm gonna be, you know, fighting 30 battles anyway, and that was 6 so far, I might as well try to steal some useful stuff. And, you know, the enemies around here surprisingly have some decently useful stuff, even though I'm not even going to be, you know, bothering with a lot of it. You know, I can at least sell this, so there's that. So, yeah, I'm going to go do most of that off screen here. Yeah, whatever. If he uses Last Resort, then, yeah, I'm killing him right away, but yeah, otherwise, yeah, I will be right back. Ooh, yeah, don't forget that you can meet up to 2 of these. But, yeah, one thing you actually can do, well, I kind of want to attack this guy regardless, but yeah, one thing you can do is use Intimidate on them. I didn't even think about that until a little bit ago there, so, yeah, that can, oh wow, that's actually decent damage. I didn't expect you to actually do that much damage, Ryu. But yeah, that does have a good accuracy. And, you know, if it does hit and it, you know, doesn't miss, it will stop them from doing anything. So there is that. So that helps a lot. And then, let's see, it's actually, since this is an X turn, we'll have, yeah, Ice Chrism on you. And then use Target on this guy. Yeah, awesome. I probably should have tried to steal from the other guy, although, yeah, these guys can take a while, but yeah, I can use Intimidate to help reduce damage, particularly if there's, oh good, only one of them. Yeah, there's a life shard, awesome. But yeah, I was also going to say that with Momo there, okay, let's steal from you. Yeah, Life Chrism is actually, yeah, even without, or yeah, even with the Titan Belt, you're not guaranteed to kill them. Actually, I do actually want to kill this guy this turn, regardless. But yeah, with the target there, yeah, even with that, but it happens often enough that I don't, I still prefer to do it the way I have been doing. Yeah, see, even like that, I can still potentially do so. So, yeah, steal from you. Let's have you intimidate him, and I actually put the Artemis cap on Gar so he doesn't miss there, but although, if I do kill this guy with a reprisal, I'll kill the other guy with Gars as well, so, okay, good. No reprisal going there. Good. Unless he's had to deal with Ice Breath. But yeah, that's one way to... Actually, you can, you know, stop the lizards from attacking you. You can stop a few enemies from attacking you that way. Although, don't try that on the robots around here. Oh, good. Yeah, don't try that on the robots around here. Because, yeah, they're immune to status effects, which Intimidate is considered to be one, I guess. So, yeah, that will not work on them. So, yeah, just, yeah, I'm not done with this yet, so. Yeah, just as something of interest that I, yeah, just thought of while I was doing this, so, awesome. Well, bit of a mishap there. I basically lost the rest of the video from this point out earlier because, yeah, the video feed basically froze for some reason, and all it was recording was the sound, and I didn't have a save immediately after I'd finished the 30 battles there, so I had to start over and do that again! Yay! Oh well. Delays aside, got a Zenny from you. And, yeah, he says the same thing again. I think you have to talk to him first before you do the 30 battles. I don't think you can do it ahead of time, but don't quote me on that, because I've never tested that, so. Not like it really matters, since you can't, you know, do it until after you defeat a stallion anyway, but yes, we do! Yeah, you could say that. Twice! Alright. So he says, and as you've probably noticed there, yeah, Peiko is in the party, and I want him to apprentice under Fahl there. For this guy, he will raise HP by 4, power by 1, and defense by 3, which is tied for the most amount of HP boosts, and is the most amount of defense boost you can get from any masters there. So, as a hindrance there, agility -3, and intelligence -3, neither of which Peiko really cares about anyway, especially with the huge amount of HP you know you're gonna get there. Now, obviously, you could have Gar do this as well, but, well, Peiko gets the 12 free levels, so he's gonna get an extra 48 HP, 12 power, and 36 defense by the time he reaches the same level as Gar, and that's on top of him already having slightly better HP and defense, and barely less attack power than Gar anyway, so. Oh, and while we're apprenticed under Fahl, we'll have dodge -5 as well, which, you know, Peiko doesn't have any dodge, so whatever. Now, there are 3 skills we can also learn under Fahl, which I don't especially care about. For 2 levels, we get Charge, which I already have because we learned that from, oh, what was it, the Vault? I think it was called the Vault, right? I might be mistaking its name, but yeah, the enemy that was in, the electrical enemy that was in the mansion earlier in the game. So, which theoretically is good for Peiko and Gar, but they're so dirt slow, who cares? Because they're never gonna hit anything with it. So, at 4 levels, we get Counter, which I don't really care about, but, well, theoretically, I guess it's good for Momo, because, you know, she doesn't have a counterattack rate, but, yeah, I never use it. And then, after 6 levels, we get Resist, which is the skill I could have learned from Stallion, but you know, why spend turns getting killed by him trying to learn it when I can just learn it from this master anyway, so. Another thing you could do, oh, you know what, I want to actually look at that first. But yeah, another thing you could do with Peiko, obviously, is go back to Bunyan and have him learn the skills from him specifically. Most notably, Super Combo, which would be a very powerful physical attack right now, but I don't really care much about Super Combo personally. It's really expensive for one thing, and it's not guaranteed damage if you know how it works. I'll actually be showing it off very soon regardless, in kind of an alternate world where I do use Peiko to learn it, because, well, there's going to be a reason to demonstrate it in the very near future, but I'm not going to do that. You can totally do it if you want it, and also, well, maybe get Disembowel, since it's 10 levels under Bunyan to get that, but I don't care about Disembowel. We can learn that from, well, one particular monster way, way, way later in the game anyway, at a point where I also don't care about it, so. Anywho, yeah, there's this fishing spot finally. Something bizarre is swimming with the fish here. We got target fish, we get jellyfish, which oddly is the only other location that has jellyfish besides the one next to McNeil Village. We have bass, which is always nice. We'll actually need some for the future as well. I mean, I already have more than I'll need, but, you know, we'll need some for a future Manilo shop. And then there'll be something weird here that is, well, in a few fishing spots, I am gonna need this, mystery fish, or so-called fish, I should say. Get ready. Let's see, you got the jellyfish down there, obviously, and ooh, oh, wait, no, that's just the bass, and, oh, wow, they're a bit out there. I might not be able to reach that with the wooden rod. I might have to resort to... oh, I'm like right there. Oh, he is. Hey, yeah, you. Grab it, thank you. Yeah, we got a... well, it looks like an octopus. It'll even look like it when it comes up, but it's actually a squid. A very special one. It's actually very similar to the octopus as far as what it does as an item and induces blindness, but in this case only for one enemy, so I don't care about that. But it is used in at least a few Manilo shops here and there, so I do want that. Come on, man, you're, well, practically done. I'm surprised he used up that much stamina already. He does start with quite a bit there, but... yeah, I'm gonna want 9 of these guys all together. There's only 4 of them here, and that's the Martian Squid, which looks weird. 40 centimeters, 300 points. I'm particularly peeved by that because in my lost footage, I got the biggest possible Martian squid you can get on my first reel on screen. This is half the size. Oh my gosh, yeah. Maxes out at 80, technically, and 600 points. Technically, they can actually get bigger than, well, what the, what any source says is, you know, the maximum length for the centimeters there, but I think because I have another one that's like 3 centimeters above, because yeah, the one I caught was like 83 centimeters rather than 80 for the Martian squid there, but I think the way it works is that like the 80 is actually just the highest amount you need in order to get the maximum amount of points, so they can get slightly bigger. But, yeah, I'm gonna need about 9 Martian squids altogether, including one for a side quest with a master a little later on. I guess I could catch a couple bass, why not? Although, the jellyfish is not going to make it easy, is he? But yeah, I'm gonna go catch those off-screen and all that. So, let's see. Yeah, the rest of them, there are 10 jellyfish and 6 bass, and 4 Martian squids, and oh yeah, the Martian squids want worms, so, and the jellyfish and bass both want any kind of bait other than coins, so yeah, you're just gonna be using worms regardless. Yeah, the Martian squids don't always start quite that far out. They can be at least close enough to catch with the wooden rod, but I have had instances where they'll be far enough away that I can't quite reach them with the wooden rod there, so that might be an issue. But yeah, I'm going to catch those off screen. But in the meantime, I'm not going to level up Peiko just yet. I want to wait till after I get past the checkpoint, because, well, there's enemies over there that will have better experience points than what I can otherwise get around here, or in the Goo Forest, which is where I'm going right now. Because, yeah, in order to... I could get quite a bit of experience in the Goo Forest, but I would have to sit and very slowly blind every goo I came across. Except for the gooies, you don't get more experience when you blind them. Let's see, am I in the way I want to... You in the... Oh, I haven't... Oh, that's right, I kinda need to sleep, too. I totally forgot about that. I'm still after the 30 battles there. But, yeah, with the Goo Forest there, you can get quite a bit of experience, you know, if you slowly blind everything, but you can get about the same experience or more, but from some of the new enemies in the next region. So I'm just going to wait till then. But I do want to go back to the Goo Forest to find a rare-ish enemy, which is the Goo Titan, who is worth a lot of experience. You kind of saw it a little earlier in the video when I showed off, you know, leveling up Peiko under Bunyan specifically, which was actually with Monopolize and the Ivory Dice. But yeah, he only shows up in 2 formations, both of which have like I think a 1 in 16 chance of, oh dang it, yeah, happening there. So there is a skill that I can learn from him that I don't even care about, but I might as well learn it from him, because I figure I should at least show off fighting the guy as well anyway. So I'm going to fight around here a bit until I do find him. And that'll be the last thing for today, so... Oh! Crud! Well, there he is. This is... wow, I can't even believe he... This is like the more rare instance where the Goo Titan could show up in a formation, because you can get into a battle with actually up to 2 Goo Titans by themselves, as well as just 1 Goo Titan, but of course I got the more difficult battle. Well, yeah, Goo Titan, 350 HP, 100 AP, 120 power, 40 defense, 17 agility, 950 intelligence worth 660 experience, and 200 Zenny, and he's the other enemy in the game you could steal life shards from. So, yay. Yeah, he is massively strong. I do want to do... Well, do I want to do this now? Yeah, I actually want to hold him back first. Actually, I don't even... Do I even need to do Intimidate? I could do Air Raid. That... Although, I don't think it's quite as accurate as Intimidate is as far as... Oh, yeah, plus, I could just outright miss with... So, yeah, you know what? I would rather use Intimidate. So, yeah, and I want to blind him because this will reduce his stats by, I think, 40%? I think that's how the calculation there works. So, or maybe it's even 60% exactly, but, let's see. Otherwise, Gar... Yeah, get rid of this guy because he's annoying. Even though you actually wouldn't be that affected by it. Oh, shoot. He's supposed to be, like, weak to that, too. But, yeah, he can do... He could almost one-shot Momo with that. Like, not quite, but he can come pretty darn close. Ah. So, let's see. Yeah, I just want to get rid of you guy, that guy anyway. And I do want to get blind on this guy if I can. That should work. Let's see. It starts... yeah, I don't care about the other guys. I could use Blitz for that, but... Oh, this is gonna hurt. Ow! Yeah, see, nearly one-shot Momo with that. Oh, really? Is that not based on status resistance? Is it death resistance that's based on? It can't be, because there's a boss that I know I can get that to work on. Huh. Either that or I just got really unfortunate. Yeah, see how I'm actually getting X turns now? It's just that's how much slower he got. So, Well, yeah, let's go ahead and actually... Do I want to get... Yeah, I want to get rid of all these other guys. Boom. And let's see... Let's go ahead and... Yeah, heal myself. Okay, let's actually do it like this. I want to get the silver knife so that I have enough there. And, oh, and also... I can't forget, I want the, where is it? Dream Ring. Yeah, let's go ahead and get a, do I want to snooze? Or actually, I think I'll just use regular healing for that. In fact, I'll use Rejuvenate while Gar attacks the guy again. Yeah, he's defending now. Once he gets down to a fourth of his HP, he can use a skill called Timed Blow, which will basically do damage equal to your current HP minus 1, and it will leave you with 1 HP afterwards. I don't know exactly how much damage I've done to the guy, though. Oh, I don't get an X turn this time? Weird. Huh. Let's see. I didn't keep track of how much damage they did to him between Blitz and that hit and the first hit that... But I don't think... Yeah, I don't think he's quite close yet. But just in case, let's have you examine him real quick. Yeah, he should be close, but not that close. Yeah, thankfully Gar has 50% resistance to that, and that's a lot weaker now. Oh, I killed him. Well, that's not what I meant to do. I should have... Okay, so I was really close. Well, there's that. Do I even want to keep that? Well, anyway, yeah, I can get Timed Blow if he gets down to a fourth there, so I'll go ahead and do that off screen. I might even kind of reset there a bit, and, you know, well, I mean, I'm going to get that anyway. That would be nice to have. I mean, dude, +6 power for Momo there. Wow. Oh, wow. That's the power of Bunyan right there. But, yeah, I totally screwed that up. So I'll do that, get the... Well, I'll actually show getting Timed Blow. I'll get my fishing done off screen. And, yeah, we'll continue next time on Let's Play Breath of Fire 3. Arrivederci. Oh, man.